You're watching Fox 44 News First Edition.
Well, recognizing rehabilitation, restoration, and most importantly, redemption, April is Second Chance Month, and the Parole Project has dedicated this week to celebrating and highlighting those who make it possible and those who are overcoming new chapters. Joining us with more is Andrew Hundley, Executive Director of the Parole Project. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Okay, so for people who don't know what you all do, I've had a chance to do stories with you all in the past, and what you do is so amazing. For people who don't know what the Parole Project is, what do you guys do over there?
We recognize that people are better than the worst thing that they've ever done, the worst day in their life. So we work to help people who are coming home from prison to rebuild their lives. Our #1 focus is public safety. We recognize when people come home from prison and are successful, they become, involved citizens, they become taxpayers, they become employees. All of us benefit. So we work to help people get housing, get employment, and just be good neighbors and good citizens.
And down to even the little things, because I know you guys even help them, understand how to work phones again, or little conversations, talking to people, the little things that they need to get in touch with, coming back into society, right?
Yeah, people who've been incarcerated for 20 or 30 years may have never used a cell phone. Perhaps they never had a bank account. They may have never had a driver's license. So we know that if we help them during those first days, weeks, months home, reintegrate into the community, learn social norms, that they'll be less likely to go back to prison and more likely to be someone who's working hard to reintegrate into the community.
And the testimonies of some of the people that you all have worked with, absolutely amazing. So let's jump into Second Chance Week. What is this week about?
So we're just wanting to educate the community about how powerful second chances can be. It's not about handouts, but it's about hand-ups. Helping people truly become the best version of themselves they can be. Many people go to prison young. Many of them are first offenders, and they'll learn skills in prison. They'll better themselves. They'll take part in programs, but when they walk back into the community, they need help reacclimating, and some of them just need an employer to tell them, I'm willing to take a chance on you and give you a job. Some of them need a landlord to say, I'm willing to rent to you in spite of a criminal record. So we're just wanting to educate the public that when people have resources, when people have assistance to come home, when they come home, they're less likely to go back to prison. And this isn't just simply us stating rhetoric. There's data behind it.
Yeah.
People who have jobs, people who have safe, stable places to live when they come home are much, much more likely to be successful. It's what our organization does. We're committed to public safety, and we just want the public to know if we invest in people when they come home from prison, invest in their success, we're less likely to invest in prisons and trials and really expensive things that come along with crime.
And before we get into this last part here, let me ask you this, because you said how big investments are, making sure that people don't go back. At the start of this year, we had a special crime session. A lot of the things that they were trying to accomplish kind of threatens the work that you all do. How are you all moving forward with some of this legislation on the table?
Sure. So a lot of the changes that were made in the crime session affect people who will be arrested after August 1st of this year. There's still about 27,000 people in the Louisiana Department of Corrections. 95% of people in prison will come home one day. So there are still so many people who are going to be coming home to this community over the next several years. Like I said, 95% of people who are in prison will come home. So we're committed, no matter when you're coming home, you're coming back to this community, we want to be there to support you.
Great, love that. Okay, so before we wrap up here, you guys are also doing an online fundraiser as well, right? For anybody who wants to help what you all are doing here, how do you access that?
Sure, our website is paroleproject.org. We have a donate page. Funds that are raised this week in our online fundraiser are going to go towards helping people with housing when they come home, helping them with work tools, helping get them on their feet until they're ready to be self-sufficient. Look, we look to turn tax burdens into taxpayers, and we know that if we help people immediately after they're released from prison get on their feet, they're gonna pay it back, and we won't have to worry about them being tax burdens. They really want to become good citizens, and we want to help them get there.
Thank you, Andrew. And we're going to have all this information for you on our website as well. I know you guys are going to be highlighting employers appreciation, family appreciation, all the people who make this work. So thank you for the work that you all do.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after the break.